Today, it's going to be all about the tomato. So there's a lot of different things that we can do with tomatoes, lots of variations. You can water bath can them, you can pressure can them, you can add tomato juice as a liquid inside, you can add water, you can add no liquids whatsoever. Lots of different ways that you can prepare tomatoes. I'm going to be showing you how I do it. One thing that may surprise a lot of people is that tomatoes is one of those foods that we always consider to be a high acid food, very safe to can, especially with water bath. But actually tomatoes are considered borderline on the acidity scale. So that's why when you water bath can them, it's really important to add some more acid just to make sure that they're safe. Another thing that affects the acidity of your tomatoes is how ripe they are, the type of tomato that you're using. So lots of things come into play. So when you're water bath canning your tomatoes, you do have to add a little bit more acid. So it can be citric acid or bottled lemon juice, not your fresh lemons, because there as well, fresh lemons, we're not really sure of the acidity. So you need to use bottled lemon juice. So I have about 50 pounds of tomatoes to get through today, so let's get started. The first thing we need to do is to thoroughly wash our tomatoes. You really want to get these tomatoes nice and clean because we're going to be using these skins. We're going to be saving the skins of the tomatoes. You don't throw away. So you proceed to wash until you've gone through all of your tomatoes. Once you're done, you're going to take a sharp knife and just make an X on the bottom of your tomatoes to score them. The reason why we do this is we need to remove the skins. So to remove the skins, you're going to place them in hot to boiling water for maybe about 30 seconds. And then the skins will slip right off. So making this little X on the bottom kind of helps the skins to come off easier. Same thing, you just keep doing this until you've gotten through all of your tomatoes. This is what my kitchen looks like prepared. So I've got my pot of water heating on the stove with the tomatoes beside it to put in to remove the skins. I have the rest of my tomatoes, my 50 pounds, all washed in the sink, waiting to go in to have the skins removed. The sink beside it has cold water inside to put my tomatoes after they've been in the pot for 30 seconds. Then I have a large bowl to collect my tomatoes once I remove the skins, and a smaller bowl to put the skins in once they've been removed. You're going to carefully drop your tomatoes in your pot of boiling water, and you just want to do small batches at a time, and you're only going to leave them there for about 30 seconds. Just enough so that the peel, you can see the peel starts to come off the tomato. This is what it looks like when the peel starts to come off of the tomato. You see that the skin's starting to curl off where it was scored. So you're going to bring your tomato and drop it into the cold water. You want to stop the cooking process immediately and to cool it down enough so you can remove the skin. Putting them in cold water also makes them easier to handle. As you can see, once they're in the water, the peel really starts to curl off. So all you need to do, as you can see it comes off really easy, is just to slip off the skins. And like I said, you need to save those skins. The beauty with canning is that sometimes there's some things that you need to take care of right away, like when your tomatoes are ripe. And this doesn't need to be done right away. When the canning season slows down, you're going to take your skins and do something with them. But in the meantime, you're going to freeze them until you have time to look after doing something with the skins. And you do this in small batches so that your tomatoes don't cook. You don't want them to cook in the pot. So if you have a lot of tomatoes, you put a lot of tomatoes in the pot for 30 seconds, they might start to cook if you leave them there too long. So this is how much peel I got from 50 pounds of tomatoes. So like I said, we're not going to use them right away. So freeze them, and I'll show you in a future vlog what you can do with these. Over here, I have my water heating up. I'm going to get that nice and hot to a boil. I'm going to pack my tomatoes in water. My sealing caps are heating up just to be warm. And my canner is also filled about 3/4 of water, and my bottles are inside warming up. Now I'm not pressure canning my tomatoes. I'm going to be water bath canning them, but I'm going to use my pressure canner just because it's big. So over here at my bottling station, I have my mats, my equipment I need to bottle, my pickling salt, not table salt, you can't use table salt, so pickling salt, my bottled lemon juice, my rings, and my tomatoes with the skins removed. Just to talk about bottle sizes for a minute, so this is your pint size and your quart. And so this is a 2-cup bottle and a 4-cup bottle, or a 500 milliliter bottle, or a 1 liter bottle. So if you're using a 500 milliliter bottle to can your tomatoes, you're going to put 1 tablespoon of lemon juice inside, or a 1/4 teaspoon of citric acid. You would be adding 1/2 teaspoon of salt in this one. If you're using your 1 liter bottle, you're going to be putting 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, or a 1/2 teaspoon of citric acid, and 1 teaspoon of salt. You're going to start by taking your bottle that's been staying hot inside of your canner and start to fill it. Now I always start by adding my lemon juice and my salt, just so I don't forget. So like I said, in the 1 liter bottle, it's 2 tablespoons of bottled lemon juice. Can't use fresh. And 1 teaspoon of salt. What needs to be done next is, if you have any blemishes on your tomatoes, I take those off right away and I core it. And I cut them directly inside of my bottle because I find there's less juice that comes out of your tomato, and you shouldn't be removing the juice from your tomato. You need to add all the juice from your tomato. It all has to do with the acidity. I always cut my tomatoes inside of my jar as I go. Now how you cut them inside your jar is up to you. So you proceed to fill your jars until you have all your tomatoes done. You have to leave 1/2 inch of headspace for tomatoes that are packed in water. So this is the raw pack. It's not the hot pack. If you want to hot pack your tomatoes, you can. You would just gently boil them for about 5 minutes. Next, you're going to take your hot water, if you're using water, or if you're using tomato juice. There again, you have to make sure that your tomato juice is hot. As always, remove the air bubbles from inside your bottle. Readjust your liquid. Clean the rim of your bottle to make sure that your caps adhere properly to the bottle. Then I'm going to go get my cap in my pot that's heating with my magnetic wand. Center that on the jar. Take your ring and put it on just until it's fingertip tight, and that's it. Then you take your jar lifter underneath the rim and you go put it inside of your canner that's currently keeping your other bottles warm, and you bring another hot bottle. Once you have all your jars and your canner filled, the processing time for tomatoes are longer than 30 minutes. So you want to have at least 2 inches of water on top of your bottles. Like I said, I have them in my pressure canner, but I'm not pressure canning them. I'm just water bath canning them. So what we need now is to bring this to a good rolling boil. Now we time this for 45 minutes. We do place the cover on top of the pot, but we don't seal it because we're not pressure canning. So now that the time is up, we're going to turn off the stove, remove the cover, and leave it untouched for another 5 minutes. Now that we've left them alone for 5 minutes, we need to remove the jars from the canner. We need to keep them as steady as possible, not tipping them to the sides. There's water on top, that's okay. It will eventually evaporate, so don't try to tip the bottles to take the water off. So we just keep our arm as steady as possible. And we should hear the jars sealing as well. Now your bottles need to be placed somewhere where you can leave them untouched for 24 hours. You have to leave them alone. My 50 pounds of tomatoes have provided me with 18 quart jars of processed tomatoes. As you can see at the bottom of the jars, there seems to be a little bit of separation between the tomatoes and the juice. And this is normal because when you cut up your tomatoes, you expose them to air, and the contact with the air produces or activates an enzyme, and that this enzyme is responsible for breaking down the pectin and creating the separation between the liquids and the solids. It doesn't affect the product, but what it does do is it may create a little bit more of a watery consistency when you're making a sauce or whatnot. So that's one of the effects that could have. If you'd like to avoid this, there is a way to avoid it. The reason why this happens is because I do my tomatoes in a raw pack, so I don't do any prior cooking with my tomatoes ahead of time. I remove the peels and pack them in my bottles like that without cooking. When the recipe states you can do these, you can prepare your tomatoes using the hot pack method. The hot pack method involves boiling your cut up tomatoes or crushed tomatoes for around 5 minutes. And this inactivates that enzyme that creates the separation between your solids and liquids. So if you would prefer to not have that in your bottles, you could do the hot pack method. As usual, you need to remove the rings from the top of your bottles to store them. You can wash these and reuse them, but never store your bottles with your rings on them to avoid creating a false seal. Once you remove your rings from your jars, just make sure that you check all your seals to make sure that your bottles have all properly sealed. Check for the telltale signs of the cover having a little lump on them that would let you know that they haven't sealed. You're going to mark on top of your bottles what kind of tomato you've processed, or if you've added salt or you haven't added salt, or if you did hot pack or raw pack, if you just want to be able to compare. So you can write those things on the top of your bottle, and it's always important as well to write down the year. As well, never stack your bottles one on top of the other because that could affect your seal as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this vlog on the basics of preserving tomatoes. If you do, feel free to watch my other vlogs, like this channel, subscribe. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments section. If there's certain things that you'd like to see, leave it in the comment section and I'll see what I can do. And we'll talk again soon.